centre-backs who are difficult to beat aerially.
Joseph Amoa gets the ball into a space where there's no Kotoko player. Brought in from Legon Cities, and a player who has been tagged with the ability to play multiple positions. He stepped in on the left back because the regular left back, Patrick Esiedu, is injured and unavailable for this game. But if Amoa steps up his game, then he must be given Esiedu some competition at the left back.
And that is quite an unfortunate one for Asante Kotoko. Also missing out. Francis Aqua was expected to deputize for Patrick Esiedu. Not a good time, but you know, Joseph Amoa with his utility nature has to prove his credentials.
Daniel Osei. Sofian sends in a ball, but there's nobody arriving in red for Hohoe. The home side have a corner. William Odro yet to step up in the opening 8 minutes, but on any good day, he should be a major concern for Hamzata. Corner for Hohoe United, William Odro to take. Corner bent into the Kotoko box, away by Hussein Zakaria. Paul Kwame took a deflection, but it's William Odro. Effort is just blocked by Aqua, who had gone all the way to defend for Kotoko.
That was quite an uninspiring delivery there from William Odro. You expected something better from him. Had lots of players inside the penalty area that could have latched onto that ball. It was a more decent cross.
Adam Inusa. Kiwe Joe. Baba Yaya. Now Joseph Amoa. Could you say? So could you see Amoa all alone and Baba wants it? Aqua. Baba to Aqua again. Oh, he has got a lot more men behind him. Kotoko trying to do the build-up gradually, but they eventually lose possession to the home side.
Additionally, they seem to organize themselves very well, limiting that space for Kotoko to plunge through.
Senati, the good pass to Odro, who's got Hamzata to beat. 10 minutes in Hohoe, no goals between Hohoe United and Asante Kotoko. Free kick and a yellow card to Musa Hamzata for bringing down William Odro.
That is quite surprising. You can see Hamzata very much not happy with that. But he had to stick out a leg in there. Odro was just tearing away from him. His outstretched arm right on his shoulders. He actually had to impede him. You can't blame the referee. Once you stretch your arms, you give him an opportunity to make a decision.
2 yellow cards for Asante Kotoko in just 11 minutes. Seth Kojo said the first player to get the yellow card, and something that must be a source of worry for these two coaches, Prince Owusu and Karim Zito.
And it's quite unfortunate, and these are players who are playing in unfamiliar positions. Definitely, they are going to walk a tightrope for Hamzata, judging from how quick and witty William Odro is. It will be interesting to see the remaining minutes.
Alosode to take the free kick for Hohoe United. Paul Alosode over the free kick. Gideon Nikov is asking for some calmness in that 18-yard box. So Alosode remains attentive and swings one to the near post. Kojose, and it's cleared away eventually by Kotoko.
There was also another set piece wasted there, but you can give credit to the Kotoko defense man. Very tall, very eager, and their aerial duels will not be easy for Hohoe United to overcome. But that was quite a decent delivery into the box there from Alusudi.
Seth Kajose. Here is Baba Aqua. Patient build up for Asante Kotoko as Hohoe United keep their back very tight and compact. Husseini Zakaria. Set Kujose.
You see Kotoko trying to calm down the tempo of the game. They realize if they decide to go toe-to-toe with Hohoe United, with their pace, their brilliance on the flanks, they could be hit at any point in time.
Adamako with the final touch, handing Kotoko a throw-in. Amwa swings in across. Paul Kwame with an awkward header that hands Kotoko another throw-in.
He wasn't expecting that, and the sun is just right in his eyes. He found it difficult, but eventually he managed to clear it from danger.
Expecting an interesting contest between Paul Kwame and Morifin Donzo, who's yet to hit the ground running. He's put up some decent performances, but the ordinary Kotoko fan wants to see more from him. Here's the captain, Sofian Usman. With the outside of his boot, was trying to get one onto the path of Senati. He had to take the alertness of Joseph Amwa to rescue the situation for Asante Kotoko.
A very intelligent and witty player, Sofian Usman. Once he made that pass, he ran into a very good position, picked up the return. Just look at that, brilliant pass there from Odro. He picked up his captain, looking at how impossible it was with the left foot, with the outside of his right. Decent delivery. But Joseph Amwa right in the position to make that clearance.
Corner for Hohoe. Corner taken, and that was close. Paul Kwame arriving to meet that ball powerfully, but the header just not dipping in time to open the scoring for Hohoe United.
That was a giant leap there. You could see Kamara was caught in two minds whether to come out. He made a late decision, but that was a good run. Free header for Paul Kwame. But how do you allow a giant like Paul Kwame with that aerial presence to be left unmarked?
Kajo said to Baba Yaya, looking for space, loses possession, but eventually gets it back. Over elaboration on the part of Baba, and William Odro takes possession for Hohoe. Hamzata for Kotoko. Now Hubert Jew. Jehu comes up with a header. Morifin Donzo is chasing. Paul Kwame puts it on the part of Jehu. Here is Aqua. It's a foul. That's too harsh from Senati on Aqua. Referee doesn't hesitate to reach his pocket. It's a yellow card for that clumsy challenge on
that was needless. That was needless, yeah. That was needless from Senati. Needless from Senati. And you can clearly see that barging to Hubejew was needless. It was just away from the goalpost, yet to turn and even make an incursion.
Yellow card to the Hohoe United, number 11. Kotoko officials in full attendance here in Hohoe. IMC Chairman Nana Pinkra, Management Member Christopher Demenya, and Asenso all here alongside the Ashanti Regional Circles Council Chairman Alexander Main. These guys have been ever present in Kotoko's away games this season. Free kick for Kotoko. Baba and Joseph Amwa behind it. Baba Skela inside. No connection from Kotoko. Here is Hamzata. Seth Kojo says long balls targeting Baba. He does well to get it, but referee whistled because the flag already gone up.
That was quite of a long delay there. Babaya should have gotten himself away from that after effecting that free kick. And it's quite surprising how he continues to stay in that offside. You can see the reaction from the fans.
So that's the Hohoe United player who just got booked by referee Gideon Nikofi for that harsh challenge on Hubert Jehu.
I'm not sure he would have too much of a problem as a winger, unlike on the right-hand side where Hamzata is on a yellow as a defender.
Could say clever defending coming from the Hohoe United right back Al-Qasim Mohamed Haruna.
Very instinctive defensive work there done by Haruna. He read the situation, knew he couldn't take chances because Peter Miduakwa was just running to meet that ball. Beautiful clearance.
Aqua. Hubert Jehu wants to shoot, he drives one but it's wayward.
That was an intelligent pull away from his marker, but unfortunately for him, not with the right body balance. Decided to hit it far away. That was the clearance there, very intelligent from Haruna.
Here is Odro up against Husseini Zakaria onto the part of Usman, sends it across again, so close for the home side of Hohoe United, but just that connection.
And it's quite surprising they are missing all these glorious opportunities. The captain creating all those brilliant goal-scoring opportunities. Francis Odum, a bit late, a tad late, getting into the penalty area to try tap home, and you can see from the reaction of Safiano, he's doing everything within his mind to create and lay it on a plate for Odum to eat. But he hasn't been quite the afternoon Odum expected.
20 minutes in Hohoe. Hohoe United 0. Asante Kotoko 0. Hubert Jehu swings to the left. Paul Kwame clears it away.
That was quite a very good pass there from Hubert Jehu. Scanned the pitch. Knew exactly where Bitamidu Aqua was.
Morifin Donzo. Aqua moves into space. Baba Yaya to Aqua. Now Adam Inusa has been quite in the opening 20 minutes. Baba is trying to get back to him, but not sure they were on the same page.
Unfortunately, that was a very good build-up from Asante Kotoko. Patience, not in a rush to get the ball into the penalty area. It is a foul. Baba was thinking he was going to continue the run into the penalty area, but unfortunately that delayed run and his pass missing Inusa.
Alonso there. Foul against Asante Kotoko. Joseph Amwa bringing down Senati. Referee didn't hesitate at all. Free kick, Hohoe United.
Quite needless there from Joseph Amwa. There was no need getting into that position and getting Senati down. The ball had already strolled away from him. It's quite surprising he went into that challenge.
William will draw up against Hamzata. Kotoko gets the advantage goal kick.
Could be an area where Hohoe United would love to exploit. Hamzata already on a yellow card. He's not one of your pacey players, and as an adapt centre-back playing in a makeshift role, could just take advantage and then capitalize on the loose ends for trouble.
Former Asante Kotoko defender Maxwell Ajiman on the bench for Hohoe United this afternoon. He made a couple of moves after leaving Asante Kotoko. Ajiman joined Karela.
Well, he didn't really have a rosy time with the Porcupines. Very strong aerially.
just should be a foul, but yes, that's a foul. I thought the referee had hesitated to whistle, but Samba O'Neill knew he was the last man and just had to bring his man down. Francis Odum getting in the way, and Samba O'Neill colliding with him. Third Kotoko player to get the yellow card, and it's not 30 minutes yet in the game.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate for him, but he was late with that decision. He just went in for the ball, but Odum was smarter. He was first to the ball, and once he knew he was going to get it, Samba O'Neill had already committed himself. It's quite unfortunate that he's going to be the third person getting a yellow card there, especially in a very crucial.
Free kick for the home side, Hohoe United. Mohamed Kamara is busy ensuring that they get the marking right. He's able to fix the wall equally well. He talks about he hesitating to renew his contract with Asante Kotoko. Some have even said that this could be his last season with the Porcupines. Mohamed Kamara.
He's a player who is very much desired by most top sides in Africa. I will be looking forward to that.
Odro bends one, and it's a stunner. An absolute beauty. Oh my word. Hohoe United have jumped into the lead, and it's a brilliant free kick taken by William Odro. Spectacular. Kamara was caught ball watching with no answers whatsoever. We've seen some brilliant goals this season in the Ghana Premier League, and this is one top class. Hohoe United 1, Kotoko 0.
There is absolutely nothing you can say about the strike. It was inch perfect. He positioned himself right, picked up the angle, went into the top right corner. The goalkeeper was just called ball watching. He couldn't do anything, absolutely nothing he could have done about the strike. Excellent delivery, a peach of a strike from William Odro.
Oh, magnificent. Well taken, the bend on it, the precision, the accuracy. And it's turned Hohoe Stadium in party mood. Well taken by Odro.
Brilliant from him. He's one player they always look forward to his inspiration. That was a decent whip. Look at that. The wall had already been set up. But unfortunately for Kamara, Odro decided to go the other way. And it was just too quick, too fast for Kamara to navigate and get anything on that, even in an attempt to.
The fans have found their voices. And Asante Kotoko will now chase this game here. And it's lovely to see these two sets of fans just trying to have fun. Even after Kotoko had conceded a goal, you can see the fun of Hohoe and that of Asante Kotoko just trying to have a go at each other.
Very beautiful game of football here, fans enjoying. And it's exactly a great opportunity for the two teams to re-strategize. But Hohoe will be very much happy if this has gone positively for them.
Spectacular goal scored by Odro. He's been one of their top performers in this season's Premier League, William Odro. He actually scored for Hohoe in that 4-1 win over Karela at this venue. Free kick, yellow card, flash to the captain of the side, Safiana Usman.
That was to Poor there from the captain, Sofiane Usman. It was late right there. You can see Seth Kwadwo in lots of pain. The rushes in there. And already 5 yellow cards in the game.
Wow, 5 yellow cards, and we're about to hit the half-hour mark. 2 for Hohoe, 3 for Asante Kotoko. And the captain, Sofiane Usman, is the latest player to go into the books.
What an inspiration to the team. You can see Seth Kwadwo will battle to try and get up. He's already battled with injuries this season, and he'll have to go through that.
That's the goal again, well taken. Kamara completely beaten.
He wasn't expecting that. He was late to when his decision making was very poor, and you could see he was rooted in the middle of the goalpost. By the time he realized, the ball was already in the net.
Tell you what, the precision, the technique, and the confidence to bend that one past the wall and ultimately to the top corner, simply amazing.
Credit to William Odro. This will be lots of inspiration for him.
This is the 10th goal Hohoe have scored at this venue. Before this game, they have scored 9 home goals and conceded just 6. They've been scoring a lot of goals at this venue, Hohoe.
Scoring lots of goals at this venue, but they've also been conceding lots of goals. And especially,
6 goals conceded.
And that is not impressive at all for a team that is willing to stay in the league.
It's Adaminusa for Asante Kotoko. Can they get a response they need? Good turnaround. Adumaku swings in across. Paul Kwame misses and it's cleared away by Al Qasim. Joseph was deliberate. Musa grabs it firmly.
That is Kweku Musa, a very confident goalkeeper. Many were thinking coming into the season, Kwesi Nketiah of Hatterfolk, with the experience from the Phobians, was going to take that top spot. But unfortunately, Musa has taken over the goalpost.
Half an hour at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 1, Asante Kotoko 0. Here is Hamzata. The makeshift right back got to Joe. Joe was trying to pick out Adaminusa, but he stayed right behind where the ball was taken to.
He was in a bit of a rush there, a delayed pass trying to get the ball back to Inusa. He's always on the move. He's always on his bike. Expecting him to actually move the ball forward. Lots of the coordination between these Kotoko players hasn't been in sync. This is about the 3rd or 4th time they are misplacing a pass.
Hohoe United 12th on the Ghanaian League table with 14 points, 3 wins, 5 draws and 4 defeats in 12 games. Overall scored 12 goals and conceded 13. This is the 13th goal he is scoring this season. They were certainly coming into this game in a confident mood, having beaten Bechem United at an Anafo Sujiabo last week in Bechem. They weren't going to come at their own home grounds and allow Kotoko to take the game to them.
Wait to see how things will pan out. And it looks like after getting the goal, they've decided to be a bit more calm, allowing Kotoko to grow into the game. Must be careful not to lose their lead before the half-time break.
Joseph Amwa tries to pick out Aqua. Throw into Asante Kotoko. Amwa takes it. Donzo traps it down for Aqua. It's cleared away by Kwame. Odum fouled by Samba O'Neill. Referee we have some word for Seth Kojose. Not too sure he was the culprit, Kojose.
Samba O'Neill running away from that incident. Kojose engaging the referee. The conversation is clearly not happy. Trying to calm him. Gentleman, you're on a yellow card. Decent may see you get the second bookable offense, which will send you out of the game.
Not a responsibility to even get to the referee and talk to. That's the captain's job. But interestingly, both the captain and his midfielder are on the yellow.
That is going to be a very long walk for the Porcupines, especially those players in that central zone where you expect the team to have that net. Now they'll be shying away from tackles.
Domzo being policed by Kwame. No breathing space for the Asante Kotoko attacker. Adumako unable to sort his feet out, but he does well to get the ball onto the path of Wodro, who has lost it to Seth Kojose. Here is Hamzata now. Adam Inusa. Husseini Zakaria picks out Baba Yaya. Here is Hube Jeu. Kojose was trying to get the ball to Baba, but not quite sure how that pass didn't go through for Kotoko.
Looks like he can't properly knowing how the opponents were positioned, gave the ball easily away. It was quite a poor decision there from Joe.
Throw-in taken by Al Qasim. Chance for Hohoe for a second, but again is the goal scorer or draw. Stepping up in an attempt for a second, but Kotoko defends well.
Once again, he found himself virtually unmarked in a very good position. Just connected to the ball, but unfortunately, not the kind of connection he was looking for.
Hamza O'Neill. Samba O'Neill needs to be careful. Referee has cautioned him for the second time. For a player who is already on a yellow card, he must be mindful of his tackles. Something I'm sure Karim Zito will equally be thinking about.
You can see he's trying to quickly pick himself up and identify the problem with his team. It seems to be in 6s and 7s. But credit to Hohoe United. They're dominating in all aspects, making sure that the Porcupines struggle to have control of the game. Samba O'Neill needs to calm down at this moment, knowing that the referee is cautioning him. The least error from him is going to go off.
Haruna's delivery. O'Neill's mistimed header gets to Kamara.
Lucky not to have given that away again.
Husseini Zakaria. Haruna. Lovely skill. Here is Senati for the home side. Senati with a cross. Well defended by Seth Kojose. It's a corner for Asante Kotoko.
It's been a very terrible game, therefore, to say Famwa. He's struggling to match Senati's brilliance and pace, causing havoc, wrecking that Kotoko defense. And he's one who is always looking forward to charging into the final third of the pitch to create.
2 goals in 12 games for Senati. Now he bends the corner to the near post. It's cleared away by Zakaria Husseini. Here is the captain, Osman Sofian. Good pass from the captain again. Here is the goal scorer or draw to his captain Safian Usman. Usman brings it back for Yusuf Salifu. Seems to be very comfortable in possession. Ojo tries a long one from a distance, trying to catch Kamara by surprise.
His confidence is increasing and he's getting a lot more onto the ball, and he's striking from afar, knowing that any decent strike could beat the goalkeeper in post.
Namayaya penalized for impeding. That's the foul. Just bulging into Al-Qasim Aruna. But there's an injury concern for the home side with the goal scorer, William Odro, going down and needing some support and attention from the medical team. You can't take anything away from these fans.
This is a wonderful time for them. It's time for them to jubilate. But they know that the business end would have to be done by the players and the coach.
Considering the last time they played here, they left disappointed when they were not able to beat a 10-man 11 wonder side after previously drawing with Medeama here and also losing to Medeama by 2-0. So they are aiming at their first home win in 4 games.
That is quite surprising, looking at how charged, how resolute, how confident they were at winning games and route getting to the Ghana Premier League at this particular venue. This hasn't become a fortress like it used to be.
The Premier League is a different ball game. Oh, United are delighting the fans with some eye-pleasing football. Odu. This time, Amwa won't take chances.
He's having a stinker. Utami Duakwa. Kotoko will be looking to him for a lot of inspiration. He hasn't also come to the party yet. It's all been defensive play now to repel the attacks of the opponent.
Kamara is called into action, but Baba is there for Kotoko. Oh, United taking the game to Asante Kotoko and asking questions of this Kotoko defense, even after scoring the opening goal.
Clearly pinning Asante Kotoko to their own half, making it quite difficult for them to walk into the game. And that is what you do. You frustrate your opponents, making sure they don't feel comfortable. Once they have the goal, all they have to do is just do the right things and not commit themselves so much.
40 minutes in Hohoe. Hohoe United 1. Asante Kotoko 0. Elsewhere, Brekum Chelsea have jumped into the lead 1-0 against Medeama at the TNA Stadium. And Dreams FC are leading Bechem United by 2-1 in Tuba. Here is Joseph Amwa for Kotoko. It's creating the space, but good defensive play from Hohoe to stop him from entering the 18-yard box. But referee Gideon Kofi whistles for an initial foul. He overlooked because he played the advantage, and it brings him to the right spot. Free kick, Asante Kotoko.
That was very brilliant there from Amwa. That is the position he loves to be in. Walid Medeama was expected to actually be manning that central attack and midfield position for Kotoko, but unfortunately, he hasn't been. But they only had to bring Joseph Amwa. He was riding towards a very good position for Kotoko. And interesting from the referee to pull the ball back.
Baba delivers, and Hamzata's header just goes wide.
That was quite a decent delivery there for Hamzata. He was virtually on mark, looking at his height and aerial prowess. Could have worked his leg muscles better in hitting the target. But Kumusa hasn't been tested.
Not at all. At the Aliu Mahama Stadium in Tamale, Karela are leading Hasselborg by 2-0. As Asante Kotoko chill Hohoe at this venue with some 4 minutes before the break. This Hohoe in search of the second. Here is Odum. Now, Senati, he wants support. Husseini Zakaria wants to be alert, doesn't allow the winger any space. And Senna knows that that was an opportunity to have pounced on.
But his pace and his skill, he was expected to continue. He hesitated. That gave Zakaria Musa an opportunity to get back into the right position and make the block. Very good defensive work and recovery from Zakaria Husseini, but Senati has himself to blame.
Corner taken, and Kamara grabs family. Adam Inusa. He'll be jailed. Orefin Donzo gone quite missing. Here is Joe. Wants to take the initiative, but he loses possession to the goal scorer or draw. He's trying to put one through for Odum, but can't get to it.
The idea was brilliant. The intent was very clear after winning the ball. Lodro wanted to quickly set Odum on that attack, but that execution wasn't as perfect as he expected.
And there are no goals at the Najimambe do the first pack in Doma in Kro. As Holy Stars frustrated Guyana is goalless at this point in Doma. Aqua brought down by Haruna. Free kick Asante Kotoko.
You can see Peter Amidoakwa is going to expect a lot more from the referee, complaining. That's the second time he's been hit there. But I think it wasn't really a malicious intent there from Haruna. He wanted the ball, but Joe guided. Amidoakwa guided it very well.
Amos cross in Usadam. Hamzata loses possession. You wouldn't get that overlapping runs and deliveries from Hamzata like you would from Lord Amwa on that right hand side. Something Kotoko is missing, to be fair, in this afternoon's game. Here is Aqua. Amwa with a cross. Ball is headed down by Hohoe United's Osei Jr. and Hamzata in disagreement with the assistant referee for this decision.
You could clearly see why he was unhappy with that. It was virtually a loose ball for him to latch onto. But unfortunately, ball goes against him.
Medeama equalizes in Takwa. It's Medeama 1, Brekum Chelsea 1.
Well, that'll be very much good enough for them. They've really been dropping lots of points at home. Not ideal for a team that wants to clinch the Ghana Premier League.
And they're playing against their former coach Samuel Boyd, who is on the bench for Chelsea. We've done 45 minutes and 3 additional minutes. Another clumsy challenge from the Kotoko captain Hamza O'Neill. Samba O'Neill. He must be careful. He needs to be really, really careful.
That was a stretch too high. The stats were showing. See, come on, needless from him. It was mid-air though, but it was dangerous play. His foot close to Safianu's head. The referee would allow that to go.
Gideon Kofi showing some sympathy, knowing very well another card will be matching off orders for the Kotoko captain.
I think he's calm at the moment, understanding that he needs to bring some calmness into the game and let the players know that it's football.
Musa Hamzata's clearance. Foul on Adam Inusa. Yusuf Salifu going hard on Inusa.
It hasn't really been a brilliant display there from Inusa.
Against Medeama, he was unplayable and absolutely awesome. That hasn't happened this afternoon.
And he's a lot more urgency. He should be fed with a lot more of the ball, I think.
Baba with a through ball to Donzo. Kajose can sort his foot out. Here is Safiano Usman, the captain. He's trying to get to Odum. Ball is stopped by O'Neill.
Very good read of the ball there by the Kotoko captain.
Donzo just can't keep the ball in. It's a throw into Hohoe United.
That was a heavy control there. The ball just tearing away from him. It's quite surprising. I was expected to hold up play. But his initial touch is always keeping the ball too far away from him. He himself wouldn't be happy with how things have panned out.
Gilbert Joe loses out. Daniel says ball straight to Mohamed Kamara. Going to the final seconds of stoppage time to end the first half here at the Hohoe Stadium. United hanging on to their lead. Usman loses the ball and is left it behind him. And here is Baba Aqua. Poor pass, cleared away by Kwame. Gideon Coffee whistles to bring the first half to an end here. Very entertaining and exciting game we witnessed here with Hohoe United dominating the better side after 45 minutes plus 3 minutes of stoppage time, and William Odro ensuring that they head into the break leading Asante Kotoko by 1-0 from that expertly taken free kick.
There are times all it takes is to be able to have a very good player with ingenuity coming into play, and that is what William Odro offered Hohoe United. Fantastic free kick, and to give them an edge going down the tunnel.
Half time at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United 1, Asante Kotoko 0.
Time here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium, and guess what? Hohoe United are leading Asante Kotoko by a goal to nil. It's still the Ghana
Match day 13 Ghana Premier League fixture. My name is Jose Okuku. I'm still in the studios of Max TV with Nanidu and then also Coach Ebedeza. Sifa, gentlemen, welcome back from
Thank you.
The first half. But Coach Sifa, we've seen Kotoko play quite a number of away games, but this performance doesn't win you a game, does it?
No, it doesn't. Kotoko is struggling. And I think that Hohoe has been the better side in this half. They've dominated the Kotoko midfield, especially the chap that I spoke about, Safiano Osman, I mean the captain for the side, Sena Ati, and of course the chap who had the free kick, William Odro. They've dominated Kotoko midfield. Kotoko losing simple ball in midfield. Kotoko recovery has been very difficult for them. You talk of Seth Kojo, you talk of Hubert Jehu, and of course Baba Yaya. Without the ball, these players are not in the game. They don't even tackle. They don't even close the pocket of spaces. And then Hohoe is using the spaces in between Seth Kojo, Hubert Jehu, and Baba Yaya. And we could clearly see their runs. I spoke to you about Lord Amwa earlier on that Kotoko are going to miss him. Now, it has shown that they are really missing him, because you talk of Hamzata. He's a typical centre back. He has not got pace. Yes, who that play is very good. He's got height. But look at the way they are using his side to create chances. I mean, look at Joseph Amwa's side. And I think that Peter Amido Aqua has been off. He doesn't recover. He doesn't move into space. And he was, I don't know whether he's expecting the coach to tell him to improvise by switching with Idris Adams on the other side, because it's not working for him for 45 minutes. Murphy Dosu, for me, Kotoko is playing 10 against 11. And at the end of the day, he has given the two centre backs of Hohoe United free and I think that Zito also needs to vary the system. One top in this game, Murphy Dosu in terms of control. I've told you about his energy. He has it. But apart from that, he hasn't got anything that will convince you. And the offensive players are also not supporting. So the space in between Murphy Dosu and Baba Yaya is huge. Between him and then Hubert Jehu is huge. And then, of course, you see the Hohoe players multiplying out there. So, of course, Kotoko, and the goal, I think that Kamara didn't do well. You form the wall, you go stand behind the ball, and of course, because it's two decisions.
All right, Coach, we'll come back to you definitely to talk about that. Text with free kick scored by William Odro in the 25th minute to give Hohoe United heading into the break. But now it's time to go for a commercial break. When we are back, we'll be doing more on the game.
Also, use our strength. That is the wings. If you can see, we are using a lot of wing play. That is what we are using. That is our strength. And those who are running up and down when they are out, another set of players who run better than them will be coming in.
All right. Wish you the best for the second half. That is Saibu Alasa, is the assistant coach of Hohoe United, and I'm being joined by the assistant coach of Asante Kotoko, Coach Prince here. Also, Coach, I saw you furious on the touchline. What was really happening?
Yeah, I think the ref was flagging out a lot of yellow cards, and I just draw attention to that. What he's doing is just going to mess the game up. Okay. And he told me that, yeah, Prince, I'll handle it. All right. Do you think Kamara could have done better with that free kick? Yeah, I think it was his fault. He positioned himself wrongly in the ball. That's what happened that way.
Now you still are in the game, just one goal, second 45 minutes. How would you come up in the second half?
Yeah, it's not something that we cannot do. We can do it. So we are trying to go in there and get the boys ready to come in the second half and then win the game. In the first half, we created a lot of chances, but we are not taking shots in front of there. So going to talk to them. Just take a chance if they get in front there. See what happens.
Well, we wish you the best.
All right, so assistant coaches are given their thoughts after the first 45 minutes at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. And currently it is Hohoe United leading Asante Kotoko by 1-0. But then let's go to the other centers as well, because there are games also being played. And let's quickly take the results. The Medeama are currently 2-1 up against Bekum Chelsea, but Hohoe United, yes, our featured game, they are 1 up against Asante Kotoko. Samatex 2-0 up against Gold Stars, and James FC, they took a 2-0 lead before Bichim United pulled one back in that game. Vision FC still drawing against Young Apostles Football Club. Like I said, Medeama leading by 2-1. They had to turn that game around in the second half. Currently, Adriana still dropping points in that game against Basakuli Stars, and Kaila United are 2-0 up against Accra Hearts of Oak. Shocking. But then let's just focus on our featured game for today. Hohoe United leading Asante Kotoko by 1-0. William Woodrow's free kick separating the two sides after the first 45 minutes. What a game it's been, and what a free kick it was from William Woodrow.
You can watch from the first minute to the 45 minutes that Hohoe, they were determined to get the result in the first 45 minutes. It has not really sit deep in the double pivot role for Asante Kotoko, so it's really affecting them in their game. Babayaya is more of a deep line playmaker, much more than an attacking midfielder. So you can see there's a big gap between the midfielders and the attackers of Asante Kotoko. So you ask yourself, who is going to supply the ball for Asante Kotoko?
So that was the goal. Coach, let me bring you in quickly. You spoke about the position, the poor positioning of Kamara, but aren't you giving credit to the wall by Hohoe United?
No. As the assistant coach said, they've been practicing it. No doubt about it. Excellent delivery. I mean, look at how he put the spin on the ball, because he aimed at the far corner of the goalpost. So now, Kamara, you watched him when he was preparing his wall. He even went down to tell them where to stand, who should stand first and second and third. So meaning that he knew that when the ball should go above his players, he will be able to handle it. What about the other side? It's the whole position of the goalkeeper, and he made effort of even trying to.
Do you think his view was blocked before the ball took off? By the wall. Just look at the wall.
He realized
before he realized, just look at the wall.
No, and I'm saying that who did the wall?
He did the wall. So, but there was another wall in front of him.
No, you see, that is why I'm saying that. Look, the position of him was wrong. The position was wrong, and that is why I think Joe Barr should be asking him. If you form the wall, obviously, Kotoko has been practicing. Teams have been doing that. When you form a wall, I mean, definitely put players in front of them at training, defending in free kicks, defending in corner kicks. So, what was Kotoko goalkeeper doing? Has he been doing this at training? And for me, credit to whoever would do perfect free kick that he had the ball at the back of the net. But I think that Kamara didn't do well. To be honest with you, he didn't do well. But I don't think the assistant coach did very well by mentioning that it was his fault. You allow some of us to talk about it, not him. You don't condemn your player like that.
Now, are you also thinking, or do you also second what coach is saying? You blame Kamara wholly for the goal Kotoko conceded?
I think from his reaction, you can even notice that he has made a big mistake in the post, because after the goal scored, he went to the far post and he was not there. He realized he has done a big mistake there, not arranging his boys well in front of him. So I think he knows himself that he did a big mistake on that aspect. But I think Kotoko need to come back. From a goal down in the second half, he tried to make some changes. Walid Fuseni, probably some of these players should come in the second half, add a lot of vibe up front for Asante Kotoko. Who is going to score for them? Who is their typical goal scorer? how many goals that these players score in Kotoko's games. These are areas Kotoko team need to identify and find solution to it. And if some players are not scoring, Kotoko struggles. Hohoe Jau should be closer to the opponent defense much more than sitting deep together with Seth Kodo. Those are key areas I think in the second half. Zito will have to make changes there.
Coach, energy levels not at the top, for Kotoko. Is it as a result of fixture congestion since November and this December, or you just believe that they've not approached the game with the right mentality?
After playing Medeama, the whole week Kotoko didn't play in the FA Cup.
But they're still fatigued.
And I'm saying that Kotoko didn't play in the FA Cup. Yeah. So what was the plan? Did they rest? What are the training schedules? What are the training programs? The league is ongoing, so I don't think you train fully. It's a matter of probably watching your games, tactical changes, and also trying to practice new plans of how you want to approach the game.
You don't have a consistent lineup. Injury situation are becoming.
Every team has got injury situation. I'm saying that the moment you are registered in Kumasi Asante Kotoko, as of all, you should be capable of playing when they give you the opportunity. Unless you have no business playing there. Because you yourself, you don't get more playing time, you don't get playing time. And this is the opportunity to prove that you are worth playing for such a club. And look, Peter Amidu is out. And Peter Amidu will give you 90% today, the next day will give you 65. He gives you 100, the next day will give you 85. He's not been consistent. Yes, Ilus Adams had a perfect game against Medeama.
Zito has not maintained a consistent first 11 for more than 3 games in this season.
You see, irrespective of what you are talking about, I agree. But what I'm trying to say is that, you see, injuries have set in. They have a lot of issues with energy level in terms of traveling here and there and all that. I also believe that you have a squad in depth. Kotoko have 30 players. And I'm saying that, yes, in terms of consistency, you don't have it. But you, the player, as individual, if you should pick up somebody that we spoke about, which of the Kotoko player has come today for you to mention that he's carried the team along? No, nobody. And as the manager said, I believe that Murphy also has been left alone. There's no support. So if Hohoe Jau will be probably playing as an auxiliary for him, at least he has scored some goals that we've seen that at the edge of the box or the penalty area, he does well. He's got the power. He did it in Morocco. He did it in the game against 11 Wonders and all that. He's done something good with that. But Baba Yaya is not giving what is expected of him. Hold up play, move into position, move into space, and he has to do the distribution. But he's not doing that. So you realize that all the balls that have gone to Murphy Donsu is from the left back. Joseph Amwa. And Adumako has been in the Ghana Premier League for long. He's a former aggregate Olympics centre back. But are not so rest in peace. In the Chan team that went to Algeria, he was part of the team. He's got experience. Look at the height. So obviously, Murphy Donsu will not pick any ball from his head. So why should Kotoko left back be sending that long ball from the defense to the attack? What are the midfielders doing? Transition-wise, Kotoko is not doing well. And I think that if they continue like this, they'll be punished.
I don't know if they have a central defender on the bench. Somebody needs to come into the team. Somebody move to join Seth Kodo in the midfield. And you free Hohoe Jau. So if there is a central defender on the Kotoko bench, I would prefer...
Tactically, it was a change we saw in that game against Medeama. After they went 2 down, maybe that injury was a blessing in disguise. But coach, what are the tweaks you expected from
because they had a certain Musa Hamzata on the bench. So he came for Murphy Samba to go to the bench. Today, are you going to bring Francis Akwa?
All right, coach, we would have to join the feed now at the Hohoe Sports Stadium because Hohoe United took a 1-0 lead into halftime against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They are roaring now. Your fans also agog and the stadium packed to full capacity. Still coverage of the Ghana Premier League live on Max TV. We now cross over to the Hohoe Sports Stadium for the second half.
To hit the back of the net in that spectacular fashion. A goal that sends these fans into wild jubilations, and they've not stopped singing and chanting even during the recess and on return from recess. They want to still cheer their club on to victory. For Asante Kotoko, they'll need these kind of mini conferences. They'll need these kind of talks to ensure they are all on the same page to get back into the game. But I tell you what, it's going to be a very difficult task considering how resolute, compact, and brilliant this Hohoe team have been so far. will be the ones to chase the game after William Odro's opening goal. He's given the Kotoko sets up. So much to think about. They've suffered just one defeat across all competitions this season. The only defeat coming at Anyinase against Basiki Holy Stars. Even with that defeat, they remain the third best performing away team in the Premier League, having back 9 points from 6 visits outside Kumasi. And here, they've got some chasing to do as Hohoe United lead Asante Kotoko 1-0. Gideon Kofi, a look at his watch, blows the whistle, and it's Hohoe United who gets us going for second half action here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Odum. Daniel Ose, here is Sena Ati. Howard out to take the throw from the right side of defense for Hohoe United. Wayward, and Odum knows he should have been doing better with that opportunity.
That was quite a terrible decision from Odum. Suspected to me. Test goalkeeper Kamara in post.
Medeama jumps into the lead after going down by a goal. The lead Chelsea of Brekum by 2-1 at the TNA.
A very spirited performance from them. They're always looking brilliant. This time around they've taken the game to a much more glorious ending.
Still no goals at the near J. Kraku, the second pack in Tamanu Towers. The young apostles hold on to vision to put the brakes on them without conceding. Here is Hohoe United. Odro, the goal scorer, wants to go past Hamzata, but ball is cleared by Zakaria. Lovely back heel by Baba to Inusa. Daniel Ose, brought down by Seth Kojose. It was just around this point in the first half. He took that yellow card very early in the game, Seth Kojose.
But I think that Abo Karinzito should quickly reshuffle his cards. Don't see why he should allow Seth Kwejo, who is not an adept central defensive midfielder, to be struggling in the game. There's Francis Akwa on the bench. Bring him on, push Joseph Amwa into midfield.
This time, it's not a direct free kick. Yusuf Salifo or draw. He just didn't strike the right telepathy to keep that ball in.
That was poor decision making there from Odro.
Hussein Zakaria. Baba. Adomako's clearance.
That was quite poor decision making there from Babayaya. Just had to take his time. There was too much space ahead of him. But that was decent from Adumako. He couldn't take chances.
You talk about decency, and Adumako was the first player to get a red card in this season's Premier League in that opening game against Hearts of Oak. Jew's drive, and he flies over the bar for a goal kick.
That was a brilliant flick there from Babayaya. Set it right on a very good play there from Joe. but it was always rising. Look at that flick. Brilliantly. Playing it off for his man. Intelligent play. Not with the best of body balance, and he hits that. Need to be working the goalkeeper if you want to get a goal.
Hubert Joe already 3 goals for Asante Kotoko in the Premier League. 3 games, 11 outings for the player who is only enjoying his first season in Asante Kotoko jerseys. Here is Baba.
Seems to be coming into the party. He's availing himself for the ball a lot more times.
Exactly what Asante Kotoko needs, that creative spark to be dominant in sensitive positions. Aqua. Joseph Amwa. Cross blocked by Senati, throwing Asante Kotoko.
It's quite interesting to see Hohoe United very much resolute at the back.
Sambo O'Neill tries this shot from a distance. It's cleared by Solomon Adomako. Samba wants to take matters up by himself. He rescued Kotoko. He got them that precious point with a late header in that game against Medeama last week at the Baba Yara Stadium. A game Kotoko had to dig so deep to equalize after Medeama had taken a 2-goal lead. Here is Baba. It's on to his left, creating the space. It's Hubert Jehu. Back to Baba. Baba checks on to Jehu. Jehu with a cross, and it's straight to Kweku Musa.
That was too close to the goalkeeper. Very much impressive. A bit more, some of an elaboration there from Baba Yaya. But that final ball was always going to be picked up by the goalkeeper in the goalkeeper's area. Too close to him. There's absolutely no way for Murray Fendonzo to have anything on that.
Hubert Jehu, desperate to get on the score sheet. He scored twice in Kotoko's 4-2 win over Karela. And Hohoe United have a player down. It is Daniel Osei Jr., that unsung hero in that midfield, partnering John Alosode and the captain Osman Sofiano. And they've dominated the midfield. The Kotoko midfielders have not exerted the authority, and it's pretty much obvious because of the struggles we've seen Kujose go through for Asante Kotoko. It's only in the second half that we've seen Hubert Jehu stepping up his game alongside Baba Yaya.
It's actually been a total dominance. They've been making the right decisions, and it's all about being simple, releasing the ball early, trying to burst into attack, and trusting the captain, Sofiano, who's carried the team on his shoulders. Intelligence and creativity has been on a high.
Hubert Jehu. Aqua. Jehu. He's got Haruna approaching Jehu. He's trying that cheeky pass to Aqua. Al-Qasim Haruna. Odum is beaten to it by Samba. Clean challenge by Samba. Here is Baba. So much space. He's got Aqua on the left. He comes to the right and finds Adam Inusa. Checks onto his left. Goes for a drive. Defended well by Hohoe. Not too good defensively, but it's Adam Inusa again. Morefin Donzo. There's a foul against Seth Kujose. A late challenge on Senati.
That was quite an impressive play there from Asante Kotoko, but that ball back, Senati reading in between the lines. Brilliant touch to repel that Kotoko attack. But he can blame Seth Kwejo. They're always waiting for that pass, late in that challenge. Ati brilliant to get to the ball first and drawing the incident. A foul for him, pressure off his team.
Senati bites the foul for Hohoe United, and Seth Kujose, no idea of exactly what he was doing with that challenge for a person already on a yellow card. Seth Kujose, that's his clearance in. Baba. Referee Kofi thinks the tackle from Osei is decent. No foul.
I think that was very good show of strength there from Daniel Osei Sr. He knows that, how diminutive Baba Yaya is. Was not willing to allow him to get any more on that.
Referee's asking William Odro, the goal scorer, to go out. He initially went down. Referee called for the Red Cross team to pick him out. Decided to walk all by himself. And there's a caution for William Odro by Gideon Kofi.
Quite interesting there. Referee trying to exert his authority on the game, telling him to calm down.
Minutes into the second half. Kotoko still chasing this game after 55 minutes. Here is Odum. Wants to take on Samba. Senati, more force behind Kenneth Osei, Daniel Osei. Now Aqua. He's got Morifin Donzo out front. He goes past his marker. Good run from Aqua. Now Aqua drives, but it's low. Kotoko with a chance against the woodwork. But the flag had already gone up for offside.
That was a very good drive there from Peter Miduakwa. The final effort, like Danny promised, and Morifin Donzo, as always, no time in his run. Poor positioning from him and an offside. That was an intelligent piece of play between Hubert Joe, Peter Miduakwa, setting him on the break as quickly as he could.
They've looked more purposeful. They've come in with a lot more desire and determination to hit the back of the net and get the equalizer. And these are signs of seriousness, unlike the first half where it was all Hohoe United dominating and creating the scoring chances.
A lot more control in the game for them.
Foot up. Adam Inusa. Salifu's throw. Here is Odum. Another throw in for the home side. Occupying faithful in Hohoe. Highly expectant of that equalizer. Familia Kotoko faces. Kotoko have some defending to do as Salifu throws the ball in. Flicked on by Odum, collected by Kamara. Donzo. Beaten to it by Paul Kwame. Good defending from Kwame. Sofian Usman. Shows great leadership qualities. Usman. Odum. Flag was up against him for offside. Set Kujose. Kotoko wants to turn defense into attack, but the agency is lacking.
I think that's the problem from the team. They look more far away, far apart from each other anytime they have the ball. And it's forcing them to always get the ball back to try reconstruct and build their attack. They can be losing momentum.
When you are chasing the game, here is Zakaria, Jehu, Hamzata. Good ball from Jehu to pick up Hamzata again. Lovely turn from Hamzata. Swings in across. It's flicked away.
That was quite decent play there from Hamzata. The cutback, brilliant to get past his mark and whipping that cross, teasing one. Amiduaka was waiting at far post for it, but unfortunately, it's very good offensive work there from Haruna.
Odum. Good control from the forward. But Samba steps up. Now Senati. Oh, lovely. To go past Samba. Brilliant play, but Amwa stops it, throwing Hohoe. The fans are loving it.
They love it. Brilliant piece of play there from Senati. He knows exactly where to find himself, how to wiggle his way through an area of men. Samba O'Neill combining with Amwa to repel that pass that would have been much dangerous for the Porcupines.
I'll see Maruna to take the throw. Odum heads it. Samba seems to have had a final touch. Assistant referee points to the corner flank. Is a corner.
That's a good call, perfect call there from the assistant referee. The final touch was from Samba O'Neill.
Corner for the home side. To lead by 1-0 here in Hohoe. The last time they played at this venue was in the FA Cup. They lost to Hearts of Lions. Senati's delivery is collected by Kamara.
Very confident handling of the ball there by goalkeeper Kamara. And it's set to see him on the bike.
Adam Inusa up against Osei. Inusa turns around. Baba is behind him for support. Kotoko gets the throw.
Very good defensive work there coming from Yusuf Salifu. Not giving him any inch to run the ball.
Baba in the middle. Set Kojose. Here is Amwa. Space to drive. Amwa drives one. Kweku Musa doesn't deal with it well. Adumaku stepped up and Kotoko appeal for a corner.
That was a fantastic drive there from Joseph Amwa. Took matters into his hand. Swift left foot drive and Kweku Musa parrying it right back into play. Donzo a bit late, but credit to Adumaku. Good show of strength and clearance.
Musa will be thanking Adumaku for his alertness because Donzo was lurking. He needed to be a second faster. Hubejeu at the edge of the Hohoe box. Ball is headed away by Odum, and that's the drive that comes from Zakaria Fuseni and flies away for a goal kick.
It was always flying. Very good opportunity for them. Corner kick wasted. The modern game trusts set pieces. That's a very good way of getting back into the game. But look at that drive. It was always Rising Zakaria trying to hit the jackpots from a distance.
An opportunity to impress in the absence of the regular partners of Samba O'Neill, Ensu and Ablo. This is a big chance for Zakaria, who seemed to be down the pecking order when everyone is fit in central defense. It's a challenge from Amwa.
He's been quite resolute this second half, making sure that he stands his ground and matching Senati. Teams more re-energized for the second half.
Haruna's throw. Odum is beaten in the air by Amwa. Another throw in against Asante Kotoko.
Baba was late to it. Initially he wanted to keep the ball in play. Unfortunately he was late.
Poor throw in. Malkasimi goes straight to Baba. Now Jehu. Here is Baba. Donzo. Here we Jehu. That's a foul against Paul Kwame.
Most of Kotoko's players that they rely on for creativity to keep their teams back. The second half seems to be on a surge.
Here is Odum. He's up against Samba. Odum hangs on. Samba shows strength. Odum seems to be lacking support here, but he does well to hang on. The hold-up play is brilliant. And the goal scorer, Odro, wants to take matters up with a cutback. And Samba clears it acrobatically away for Kotoko. Osei. Lovely play from Yusuf Salifu on the left-hand side. Odro picks it up. Pushed down by Hamzata. Foul for Hohoe United.
Very good play there from Odro, making sure that he had his entire body in front of the ball, inviting that patch from Hamzata. Good goal, he's intelligent. He knows how to keep the ball. He's actually causing a lot of confusion and giving his team that opportunity to try and get a second.
Free kick. Osei Jr. leaves it out, and it's the Hohoe set-piece specialist who relinquished the other one for Odro to score that brilliant one. He gets his time. Alosode bends one, not as good as the one delivered by Odro. Goal kick.
Well, he decided to go for the goal. Unfortunately, he's just tearing away from the goalpost. And you were expecting him to at least put in an in-swinger. That was just too high. Kamara seemed to have had it covered.
One of the many bodies in the Kotoko box aiming for a red shirt would have been a better option. "60 minutes, 65 minutes, Hohoe United still hanging on to that lead. Baba brought down, fair challenge. Osman Sofian also goes down. All not attracting the whistle from the referee as Hohoe United tries to make a move into Kotoko territory. Wasting so much time before releasing that ball.
Well, I think that he should definitely know that he can't afford to be given the ball away in such crucial positions. An early strike of the ball. Maybe too much strength in that challenge there from Amo, but it was a decent win of the ball.
Gideon Kofi has some words for Alosode. Adumaku joins to listen to exactly what the referee is telling his teammate.
You can see Tijani virtually not happy, Daniel Osei. And it's quite surprising, the referee whistled for a foul, but he's giving the ball back as a drop ball to Asante Kotoko. You can see the reaction from Tijani Ahmed. He wasn't happy with that.
He knows that 1-0 lead is a 10 lead. And if they get these decisions going against them, Kotoko might just take advantage and pounce on these advantages. And then probably get the equalizer. Here's Osman Sofian. Husseini Zakaria, fouled by the Hohoe United captain.
Strong play there from Zakaria Husseini. He hasn't put a foot wrong today. Seem to have had high levels of concentration right from the start.
Kamara's delivery. Donzo flicks it. Approaching 70 minutes, you're thinking that this could be the appropriate time for any of the coaches to ring changes. Considering the nature of the game, Hohoe would obviously want to consolidate their win and possibly get all 3 points. A chance for a second. Odro's glancing header, just going wide.
Not the tallest of players you'd expect. Odro right there, very brilliant delivery. He couldn't get onto it, but Odro jumping. Ball landed just on his forehead. May I ask questions of the defense?
If Kotoko will be making any changes, you were thinking it will be changes in the offensive areas, changes in attack. As the first substitution by Asante Kotoko, you're thinking that this is the time Baba had gotten into his elements and was dictating the pace of the game with his creativity. But Abdul Karim Zito has other ideas. Walid Husseini Nema comes in to replace Baba Yaya. Interesting switch by Zito.
It's quite surprising that Baba Yaya was getting into his groove, creating lots of chances. Coach just taking him off. Wait to see if Walid can get into the party. And much more important towards Kotoko's search for the equalizer.
Here is Walid Husseini Nema. Adam Enusa. Walid Husseini's cross away by Paul Kwame. Shot target on the part of Walid Husseini very early in the game after he was introduced. Clever defending from Samba O'Neil.
Brilliant from him. He knows exactly what to do. Looks like he's been picking up with a less show of strength and getting a lot more into playing the ball.
Joseph Armour. After the shot already parried by Musa, he goes for another one, and this time it's straight to Musa. He doesn't struggle to do it like he did in the first attempt.
This was more direct. It was high up. And he was very much expectant to, unlike the first one. Look at that whip. Decent strike on target. That would always be a routine save for a goalkeeper like Okumusa.
Odum against Husseini Zakaria, and Kotoko gets the advantage. Referee thinks Odum was the culprit.
Just looked at that, he had it. Just went down easily, you can see. And he kicked the ball away himself. It seemed to have been a start left on him by Zakaria Husseini, but the referee telling him he needs to quickly get out for the game to continue. And as you can see, Gladly, the man who was just wiggling in pain, was already up.
You can always trust these guys when it comes to the theatrics and drama. Husseini Zakaria's ball in. Flicked on by Donzo, but nobody in green and yellow as Kweku Musa dives on that one.
He's not in a rush, his team is in the lead. This offers him an opportunity to show some antics. Delay a couple of seconds once he's down with the ball.
Not seen so much of Aqua in this second half. Here he comes, Amidu Aqua. Donzo. Jeu switches to the right side. Adam Enusa unable to control it. The push on him, falling awkwardly. Yusuf not giving him any space on that flank. But he seems to have come up worse after this heavy push.
There was clearly a budget to him. He won the aerial tussle. You can see the referee seemed to have come on his blind side. Those are not happy with that decision.
The dancing even begins before the final whistle, but he must be careful because there's 17 more minutes to go. You don't start dancing before the final whistle.
Well, let him enjoy while it lasts.
Definitely. Set Kojose. Cool heads, calmness, composure will be needed at this point as they chase the game. Good cover up from Yusuf Salifu, the left back going all the way to ensure that he clears that danger for Hohoe United. Walid Husseini Neema has fouled the captain of the side, Usman Inusa. You know what? 30 years ago, his father qualified Hohoe United to the then First Division League, and 30 years later, he captained Hohoe United to qualify for the Premier League. On the last day of the Division 1 League at this venue, they beat Interlice 3-1, and he was on the score sheet, like father, like son.
And he's always happy to replicate and even do better than what his father contributed. And he lost a twin at a very early age. His inspiration is to continue being one of the top footballers the country has ever produced, just to make up for the twins' inability to achieve a career of football. A female who was also trying to get into the top ranks. Football could have probably been the Black Princesses or the Black Queens by now.
If his father, Abu Sufyan Osman, is at this venue watching, he'll be very excited to see his son. He had chance. Joe is brought down just outside the box. Referee reaches his pocket, and it's a yellow card. So we'll say 75 minutes. Hohoe United 1, Kotoko 0.
That was a very good drive there from Hubert to Joe, getting past this man. Daniel Osei knew if he had allowed him, he would have pulled the trigger.
He was just trying to get into a right space where he could drive one of those ferocious shots. But Osei took it for the team, but he's going to get himself blamed if Kotoko score from this free kick.
And as the shield from the defense is going to be thinking, how do I end this game now that Kotoko are getting into the game and creating lots of opportunities.
Free kick for Asante Kotoko. 76 minutes at the Hohoe Stadium. The home side hang on to William Odro's opening stunning strike. Scored from the same position. Hohoe, would they concede from the same position, dependent on how Kotoko are able to execute this one to perfection. Adam Inusa and Samba O'Neill Obari, but referee Nick Kofi runs to the touchlines. Not too sure what he intended to communicate to, but
it's quite interesting why the referee would have to come and explain decisions down the touchline to the coach every time before the game continues. It's while in away time.
It's the open protestation from the coach that prompted that reaction from Nick Kofi, but you're thinking, should he run all the way from the side when the free kick is about to be taken?
There's no VAR decision to explain to the entire world. Go on with the game.
Free kick for Asante Kotoko. Samba O'Neill, Adam Inusa. Adam Inusa bends one, and it's straight to Kweku Musa.
That wasn't the very best of decision making. That wasn't the best of drives. Too direct, too feeble. There's more routine. The goalkeeper found himself the right place, the same place without even taking a step. He only had to leap for it. Free kick wasted by Asante Kotoko. When the opponents are scoring from set distances, you should be able to equalize from a similar distance.
Odin's final touch, gets the ball outside. Kotoko coming up with yet another substitution. What if Donzo makes way for Philip Amor? What this means is that Kotoko is not playing with a striker with 12 more minutes to go. You're thinking how they're going to shape up for the remaining 12 minutes. Who goes to center forward, and how do they build the attack around that person?
It's quite going to be interesting. They don't have a focal point. Looks more like they're not going to go direct.
Here's Amo, his first involvement. Aqua turns around his markers. It's an easy fall from Aqua.
He was engulfed by so many players and there was no way they were going to allow him to run through them.
Joseph Amo swings in across, headed out by Paul Kwame. Amo again for Amo, but he can't get to it. It's a throw-in for the home side.
Not on the same page as Amo, who tried to just set him up again for another whip into the penalty area. Scott gradually trying to create a lot more goal scoring opportunities, but he hasn't been decent enough.
Seni Zakaria. Aqua. Been heckled by Paul Kwame. Referee's right there. Free kick. Aqua. Amo. Philip Amo swings in across. It was to the near post, and it was Walid Husseini Nema who has stepped up to get something of it. But Adumaku was right there.
He's late to that ball, and you can see Walid Husseini Nema was first to win. But off target. Looks more like he's going to be Kotoko's focal point for now.
Yes, after the exit of Morifin Donzo, you're looking at stature, physique, and the ability to play physically with Paul Kwame and Adomako. You would need a player like Walid Husseini to do that job. Samba. Setuse. Aqua. Hamzata. Kotoko appeal for a penalty as Adam Minusa's ball looked to have struck the arm of Adomako. But it's all United who want to turn defense into attack. It's William Odro. Samba O'Neill has some complaints after this decision was taken in favor of Odro.
It's quite surprising looking at that. They set themselves up on the break. Once again. It's clearly Adomako right there.
That's a handball.
You can clearly see it.
And he didn't have the arm right beside him, and the arm was swinging, and it was outstretched. That's a penalty.
Just too quick, too fast for the referee to identify that. You can see by the interest and shouts and claim for it. Want to see it again.
So that's the ball from Hamzata. Then Inusa controls it on his chest. Tries to shoot.
Looks more like it came off.
A second look doesn't look like it's a handball. I think we need to get it from many angles.
Brushed off his shoulder. Brushed off his shoulder. Once again, look at that bright turn.
No penalty.
And it came just off. Brushed off the chest to the shoulder area. That rigid. Adomako had tacked his arm away.
So the body struck that outstretched arm, you know, it just struck the upper body.
Exactly.
From the chest to the shoulder. That was decision. No penalty.
That was brave there from Adomako. That is what experience does for your team. He's played the league for so many years. And he knows what to do to repel an attack. And he put his body on the line for his team.
Absolutely. So from the onset, we in commentary position, from the first angle, you're thinking that he has struck his arm. But from the many angles we saw, Nikofi got the decision spot on. No penalty. No penalty.
No penalty at all. That was the best call from the referee.
Aqua. Amwa swings in across. Inusa, Walid Fuseni, Hamzata, and he's blown it away. It took a deflection and Kotoko will have a corner.
Once again, another deflection there, Hamzata. Very brilliant piece of play there from Walid Fuseni Neymar. He's virtually been given a lot more than what Marifin Donzo gave. Asante Kotoko.
Adomako with the header away. Amwa swings in across. A chance for Kotoko. Hubert Jehu with a chance. Goes to Aqua with a little flick onto the bar and it goes out. Kotoko dictating the pace of the game, creating the chances and asking a lot of questions of this Hohoe defense. Little flick from Aqua onto the bar and it goes out.
That was quite a bit of a surprise, expecting Hubert Jehu to have actually taken that effort, and you could see from Pitamido Aqua telling him, why didn't you strike the ball? Indecision in the final third of the pitch. Costed Asante Kotoko the equalizer. But great show of organization from Hohoe United. The goalkeeper's area, making sure that every channel is blocked, not to allow Kotoko to strike the ball at close range.
85 minutes at the Hohoe Stadium. Hohoe United leading Asante Kotoko 1-0, and Kotoko coming up with another substitution. It's Hohoe United who are coming up with 2 substitutions. So William Ojo, the goal scorer, and Francis Odum are checking out for Michael Yeboah and David Anani Keke. He scored the goal that might just be claiming all 3 points for Hohoe United. The best goal seen at this venue this season by Hohoe United. He bounced out on a high, William Ojo.
That is what you need at times to get wind from such games. It was a beautiful win, a goal he will dream and rethink, reminisce for the rest of his life.
Adam Inusa.
Surprise, Kotoko are looking to try and get a late goal. Have very few minutes to do that.
And here comes Amo. Desperate clearance away by Senati, who has assumed defensive responsibilities. The fans have started chanting. United, with some 3 more minutes to go. Famous win awaits them. If Aqua's drive, Solomon Adomako is putting everything in line for Hohoe, and here they go looking for a second. Here is Anani, the final pass.
It was quite surprising for a player who just came on. He should have fresh legs. Getting past Samuel O'Neill there, expected to beat Zakaria, but that was a poor pass from him. Couldn't calculate and measure the right direction and intensity with which he should have passed the ball to find Michael Yeboah.
Here is Zakaria. Fuseni Neymar. Hamzata skips past Yeboah with a cross, and the header from Philip Amo rises above the goal post.
Not a Tellus player, he wanted that delivery to come low, but it came high. And Amo knowing that was too much for him. There was no way he could have had a very decent connection to that ball with the leap. And how swift the cross came in from Hamzata. It's been impressive, but they're failing to hit the target.
It will be a great and historic win for Hohoe United if the game ends this way in their first ever Premier League season. They haven't lost to the biggest clubs in Ghana They held House of Oak to a drawn game on match day 1, and they are just a minute of regulation time away from a win against Kotoko. They go in for a second as they probe through the right side, and they get a corner, Hohoe United.
Oh, the final touch seemed to have come off Joseph Amwa. Has been merrymaking. Has been perfect execution of a game plan from Tijani Ahmed and his men.
Asante Kotoko will next host Dreams FC on match day 14 at the Babayara Stadium. Before that, they will be engaging Future Stars in the round of 64 Classic in the FA Cup on Wednesday. And Hohoe United have a journey to Brecum to play against Chelsea, who have just been beaten 2-1 by Medeama at the TNA. So confirmation of scores for today: Eduana 0, Holy Stars 0, Dreams 2, Bechem United 1, Karela 2, Hearts 0. And this Hohoe fan will be hoping that it stays the same way, 1-0 or even more against Asante Kotoko. His goal between Vision and Apostles is ended.
It's going to be merrymaking for them. I can see they're already in a frenzy. Cheering, celebrating, jubilant atmosphere for them. This will be an historic victory for the team.
6 additional minutes at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. That's the earlier tackle on Sena Atibai Amwa. Nothing deliberate in there.
Looks like the unfortunate hit of Joseph Amwa's knee right into
Senati comes up worse. It's time to do some business in the stands.
It's really a good time, you know.
It's party time and everybody wants to have fun.
And you need a drink to party, you know.
You always need one to party. So Senati can't get back to the game. He's been brilliant for them this afternoon. Unfortunately, he has to go off through that injury sustained from the tackle from Joseph Amwa. Osafu comes in to replace Senati.
So like-for-like replacement there. Osafu also very much more vibrant, likes to carry the ball forward with enough pace.
Kamara comes out, makes contact, but he got the ball first. Adam Inusa. Samba. Amwa. Aqua. Now, Sofian Usman will search forward. Hohoe pushing for the second, and that's very uncharacteristic of the captain as he wastes this chance. He could have put one through for Anna, and he was just lurking around and checking his run into the middle.
Very good run there from the captain. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Not really the intended target. The ball flying too high because the execution wasn't right.
Going to 3 minutes of stoppage time. Michael Yaboa. Stopped by Samba. Back to Yaboa. Michael Yaboa is all alone. He's got the Kotoko captain to beat. Tries to put one through for Anane, but Hamzata arrives and gets the ball away. But he's gifted possession to Michael Yaboa. Yaboa goes for goal, but it's feeble. It doesn't have the conviction behind it. And Kamara will not be troubled.
But clearly, a lot of poor decision making from Kotoko. At this final moment where you expect them to carry the ball to Hohoe United.
Michael Yaboa. Osman Safian. Paul Kwame. Not a good one for his captain.
I'll tell you, that was really trying to go a bit expansive, but Safiano couldn't pick up that pass as early as expected.
This win will take Hohoe United to the 9th place on the league log. If it stays this way, they go on 17 points, and the result will keep Kotoko on the 5th position with 21 points. Samba O'Neill with the last charge for Asante Kotoko. He scored just before the final whistle against Medeama. Here comes Musa Hamzata. Hubert Jehu. Hamzata on the right side. Philip Amo for Asante Kotoko. Osafo wasted time and Kotoko steals possession. Amo's effort blocked by Osafo. Adam Inusa. Husseini Zakaria. Samba O'Neill. Samba drives one and is straight to Kweku Musa. He won't be a second week lucky, Samba O'Neill.
That was a fantastic drive from him, but always going to be a rooted save. He saw it coming from a distance, not with the power that would have beaten him, though he picked it up on the second attempt.
The fans are eager for the final whistle. They just can't wait. The celebrations have begun with a few seconds to call it a wrap here at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. Here is Hamza Tamusa to Adam Inusa. Seth Kujose. Hamzata with a cross inside. Paul Kwame heads it down. Joseph Omwa sends in a cross, and Kweku Musa gathers it firmly.
It's been a very decent game for him. Show of confidence, quality in every save he makes.
Hohoe United seconds away from making history. The second defeat of the season, staring in the face of Asante Kotoko, having lost to Baseke Holy Stars. Hohoe United, the second team to beat Kotoko. If it stays this way, and it looks like staying this way, a miracle needs to happen here for the status quo to change. The moment the flag went up and the whistle went, the fans thought it was the final whistle, but that was an offside call.
And you can see Odro there waiting. He wants the game to end as quickly as it can, so that his goal will be the only goal that we scored in this game for a historic win for his side.
I get the feeling this might be the last kick of the afternoon. Musa delivers. Here's Anane. He drives and it goes outside. It's a goal kick.
That was a very good delivery there from him. He knew he had to turn, but his shot's just missing the post by inches.
History has been made. The very first Premier League meeting between these two sides have seen the home team, Hohoe United FC, beating Asante Kotoko by 1-0. And it wasn't just an ordinary goal, it was a goal with sheer class, quality, beauty, brilliance. And Hohoe United have stunned Asante Kotoko. They're beating the Porcupines by 1-0, a game that didn't lack excitement and action throughout the entire duration.
It's been an excellent game, full of everything you would want to see in a football match. And that is a historic victory. It had to take